Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Idaho Today. As we look forward to the upcoming Olympics, we've talked about athletes overcoming mental hurdles, physical boundaries, and what it feels like to win gold. Three-time Olympic gold medalist Kristin Armstrong is back in studio. Kristin, good to see you, my friend.
Oh, it's good to see you too.
Yes, I'm so excited to talk to you about the many different aspects of being an Olympian. But first, though, for those who are not familiar with your story, give a little background.
Wow, my background, I'll keep it really short.
Yes.
But quickly, I have competed in 4 different Olympics, starting back in 2004 in Athens, the birthplace of the Olympic Games. And I continue to compete in Beijing, in London. In my final Olympic Games was in 2016 in Rio de Janeiro, and where I won my 3rd gold medal in the time trial, in the sport of cycling.
Yes, 3 Olympic gold medals in cycling. That in itself is just an incredible feat. I want to talk, though, about the challenges, the hurdles that you had to overcome to get there, right? We know what the outcome is, but it's the journey along the way that really creates kind of the strength and really makes that gold even more valuable, right? So I know in 2012, you did have to contend with an injury. How did you bounce back from that?
You know, luckily I had a lot of experience under my belt by that time, and I think that injury and setbacks are part of the journey. Because if you're not having those injuries and setbacks, it's not normal. And so if you think it is, then I think that's when it rattles you a little bit more. And so at that time when I had that setback, I had many other hiccups along the way. So just like when you're a child or you're learning in sports, you're learning to, have just like that dedication and determination, and you learn this character. And I think that your character develops along the way through setbacks. And so by the time I had that setback, it was 9 weeks before the Olympic Games, I broke my collarbone, and everyone around me said, you can't come back from this. And at that point, I had to, what I always like to say in my mind is I have to control my controllables. So each and every day, I'm gonna wake up and be my best, and my team around me is gonna support me, and that at the time included my physical therapist, my strength coach, my physician. And so I just had to trust the process and hope that I could show up and be my best.
You know what's so beautiful about every single thing you just said? That's a perfect metaphor for life. You don't have to be an Olympian to adopt that mindset, right? Because that is applicable to just life in general, which I absolutely love. Okay, in addition to the title of being an Olympian, 3-time gold medalist, you are also a mom, Kristin, which I have to admit, when I first came back home, you were one of the first moms that reached out and helped my family settle. You're just an amazing human. But how did you balance being a mother and competing in the Olympics? Because your kids were young.
Yes, everyone, when I was pregnant in the middle of my journey, so I had a child prior to London Games, and I think that a lot of people felt sorry for me when I came back, because they're like, oh my goodness, like you have so much going on, you're a mom, how do you balance it all? Kind of like this negative, I can't believe this.
Like it's a burden.
And what people didn't realize that it was my secret weapon, because when I came home, no matter it was a good or bad day on the bike, I just had this little one smiling at me, and actually Lucas didn't care, right? He didn't really care how my bike ride went. And so it really put things in perspective. And so the stress and all that I put into the bike each and every day when I didn't have Lucas, it kind of just wore on me, and it really just hung until my next ride. But when you show up and you have this little human being and you love them so much, you actually, all of that goes away until your next ride. And it's gonna be better, because that's just a small part of your life.
Oh, you made me tear up. Seriously, that is so beautiful, and it's so true, right? Gave you a whole new perspective.
It did, it does.
Yeah, and it just reminds you what really is important.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh, I love you even more. I loved you anyway, but now I really love you. Okay, and then in addition to all this, you're actually a business owner as well, too.
Yes.
So on top of the gold medals, on top of being mom, you have Pivot. So what made you want to open this business?
So Pivot is a fitness and lifestyle center, and at the end of the day, I was really struggling. I came out of retirement 2 times.
Yeah.
And people always ask, well, why? And I'm like, truth be told, I wasn't done. I didn't have closure, and I couldn't figure out what was the next pinnacle in life. I mean, the Olympic Games for me was the pinnacle of sport. So if you think about what am I going to do each and every day as a competitive human being that's going to really fulfill this competitiveness of mine. And I tried a lot of different things, and it just didn't fulfill me. And when I had an opportunity to open Pivot, it was because I knew that nothing was going to fulfill me unless I put the focus off of me and onto other people. So I thought if I could help other people have the same opportunities as I did, it doesn't matter if you're an Olympic athlete or a professional athlete, if you're somebody who is active and moving and want to live their best life, then Pivot's for you.
Yeah.
It's for everybody, and I want to help everybody live their best life. And so Pivot has fulfilled that pinnacle, because it's not the pinnacle for me, it's a pinnacle for everyone else, and how can I help their journey along the way.
And you know what I really love too about Pivot and your whole vision behind it is that you're focused on well-being. It's not just about physical fitness, it's about everything we just talked about. It's about that mental well-being, it's about that perspective. It's about your personal journey, right? And remembering what's important. You take all of those pillars, if you will, and apply it to what you do in your gym. And I think it's beautiful. And it's a well-rounded approach to wellness.
Yes.
It truly is.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I really believe that community is what's missing in today's society and our world, and Pivot brings community. And when people make big changes, first 6 months, they're like, I don't know what it is. And internally I smile because I know it's community, because community is empowering.
It certainly is, absolutely is. Okay, Kristin, thank you so much for the conversation now, but I know you're doing more here on KTV. You always do when it's the Olympics. You just did a story with Morgan that's coming up as well. Cannot wait to see. I know you take her out on a ride.
Yes.
So we're gonna see you out on the road with Morgan on Thursday. Kristin, again, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate you. And if people want to know more about Pivot, where do they go?
They just go to pivotbyka.com and check out our website.
Great, Kristin, thank you.